Yo, what's up? It's ya boy, Numbers. I'm a cop. Hey, so boom, let me introduce myself. The name's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 900. Yeah, I know, it's a mouthful, kinda like trying to recite the entire phone book after chugging a gallon of soda. My creators, bless their nerdy circuit boards, were real original with that one, right? But y'all can just call me Numbers. It's short, it's sweet, and it's to the point. Just how I like my data streams. I hail from the one and only Bronx, New York City, baby. Not the Bronx of yesteryear, nah, this is the Bronx. We talking holographic graffiti, hover trains rumbling on elevated tracks, and pizza joints that deliver via drone in under 5 minutes. It's a vibe, trust me. My motto, compute, party, repeat. So buckle up, buttercups, because when Numbers is in the house, things are about to get electrifyingly awesome. Enter Captain N, my main human. Now, you can't talk about my adventures without mentioning my main man, my partner in digital and analog crime, the one, the only Captain N. This dude is the real deal, straight up. He's an African-American hero with a heart of gold and a Nintendo zapper that's seen more action than a stuntman in a Michael Bay movie. We're talking serious retro future cool. He's got this varsity jacket that he rocks, you know, the kind with the leather sleeves and the big letter on it. It's like he stepped right out of a time warp from the coolest version of the 80s, but with way better special effects. He's the human element that keeps my processors from just like calculating the optimal route to boredom. So, picture this. Captain N and I are chilling in my Bronx workshop, which is basically a converted subway car tricked out with more screens than NASA Mission Control. I'm trying to teach him the robot dance, which is harder than it looks when you don't have hydraulic joints, and he's trying to explain the appeal of manual transmissions. Suddenly our main comlink buzzes like an angry cyber hornet.
Numbers, Cap, pack your bags or whatever you robots pack, we're going to Tokyo.
Tokyo. My processors did a little happy dance. I'd always wanted to see Japan, the land of giant robots, neon-drenched cityscapes, and sushi that probably costs more than my entire chassis. Captain N was stoked too, already talking about checking out the arcades in Akihabara.
Meet me at Neo JFK Hangar 7 Prano, got some other friends joining.
And with that, he was gone. Probably already halfway there in some experimental hyperjet. We didn't need telling twice. Turbo 2. Tone claps his hands together, his eyes twinkling with mischief. His excitement was palpable, almost infectious, as if he was about to unveil the greatest surprise of the century.
All right, crew, forget those cramped, boring old airplanes. We're not just traveling, we're embarking on an adventure. We're traveling to Tokyo in style. And by style, I mean the kind of luxury that makes first class look like economy.
He gestures dramatically towards the limo, a vehicle that seemed to defy the very concept of transportation, which, as I mentioned, was less a vehicle and more a land-based luxury cruise ship. Imagine a cruise ship, but on wheels, and with a lot more neon. It was painted in a dazzling array of neon colors that shifted and swirled like a hyperactive chameleon. The colors seemed to dance and play tricks on your eyes. The windows were tinted so dark you'd think they were hiding state secrets, or perhaps the secrets of the universe itself. Or maybe just a really, really good sound system, the kind that makes you feel the music in your bones. Which, spoiler alert, it totally had. The bass was so deep, it could probably cause minor earthquakes. This wasn't just a limo, it was a statement. A declaration of extravagance and fun. Stepping inside was like walking into a private nightclub on wheels. It was an experience, a sensory overload in the best way possible. The seats were plush, red velvet, so deep you could lose a small dog in them. They were the epitome of comfort and luxury. Blitz seemed determined to test this theory later. There were strobe lights adding to the party atmosphere, laser beams crisscrossing the ceiling, creating a mesmerizing light show. A fog machine, because why not? Adding an element of mystery and excitement, and a holographic DJ booth in the corner, currently spinning some intergalactic funk that made my circuits tingle. It was like the future had arrived early. The floor? It was a light-up dance floor, just like in those old movies. It beckoned you to dance, to let loose and enjoy the ride.
Man, that limo ride was something else.
We weren't just driving, we were. Turbo Two-Tone was a maestro behind the wheel, weaving through skyways packed with flying vehicles of all shapes and sizes.
Below us, the city of Neo-Tokyo spread out like a glittering circuit board, skyscrapers piercing the clouds, their sides adorned with massive holographic advertisements that shifted and shimmered. It was like C.O.P.S times 1,000, with even more neon and way more flying stuff.
Whoa!
My optical sensors were working overtime, recording every detail, every flash of light, every bizarre and wonderful sight.
Look at that, a ramen shop on a blimp.
Inside the limo, the party was in full swing. John Cena, who had now shifted into Bowser mode, was attempting to teach Blitz how to roar. Section 6, Commercial Break, Numero Uno, Walmart's Wonders. Suddenly, the massive holographic screen at the front of the limo, which had been displaying a psychedelic screensaver, flickered to life.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Boomed a cheerful, slightly too enthusiastic voice. The screen filled with the familiar yet somehow more futuristic logo of Walmart.
Whoa, commercial break.
I announced, my voice synthesizers adding a little echo for dramatic effect.
Even in a hyper-advanced party limo, you can't escape the ads, huh?
Bowser grumbled something about commercials being a waste of good fire-breathing time, but even he seemed a little curious. Blitz just tilted his head, his laser-pointer tail momentarily still. The commercial opened with a family of robots, all gleaming chrome and friendly LED smiles, struggling with outdated appliances.
Section 7 Mid-Journey Munchies Hard Rock Cafe Pit Stop. After what felt like an eternity of hyperspeed travel and mind-bending Tokyo sights, we were all in need of a break. Turbo Two-Tone announced, "All right, gang, quick pit stop. My fuel cells are running low, and by fuel cells I mean my stomach, and I know just the place."
The limo smoothly descended from the skyways, landing with a gentle hiss in front of a building that pulsed with rock and roll energy, even from the outside. The anticipation was palpable. Giant neon guitars, flashing lights, and the unmistakable logo Hard Rock Cafe Tokyo. It was a sight to behold. My internal database immediately cross-referenced it. Iconic, loud, a place where music history and culinary delights meet. Purveyors of large food portions. This was promising. We were all ready to dig in. The moment we stepped inside, we were hit with a wall of sound classic rock anthems blasting from speakers that were probably older than my earliest subroutines. It was electrifying. The walls were covered, and I mean with memorabilia. Everywhere you looked, there was a piece of rock history. Sequined jackets that sparkled brighter than my own LEDs. Guitars that had clearly seen some serious shredding, and faded photographs of legendary musicians. It was like stepping into a time capsule of rock and roll. Section 8. Commercial Break Doughs, Krispy Kreme's Cosmic Delights. Just as we were all sinking into a delightful food coma back in the limo, Turbo Two-Tone having expertly navigated us back into the skyways, the big screen flickered again.
Oh, here we go. Round 2 of capitalism's finest messages.
This time, the screen shimmered with a galaxy of stars, and a familiar green and white logo slowly spun into view. Krispy Kreme. A collective ooh went around the limo, even from Bowser, who despite his fiery exterior, clearly had a soft spot for sugary treats. Blitz perked up, his ears swiveling towards the screen. The commercial was pure, unadulterated, sugary bliss. It featured astronauts in sleek, futuristic spacesuits floating in zero gravity, looking utterly dejected.
Is your space mission lacking sweetness?
Section 9, Ghibli Bound and Beyond. After the tantalizing Krispy Kreme commercial, the energy in the limo was a mix of sugar-fueled anticipation and genuine excitement for our final destination. The air was filled with laughter and chatter as everyone speculated about what awaited us at the end of our journey. The snacks were passed around, and the camaraderie was palpable. Turbo Two-Tone, ever the showman, dimmed the interior lights of the limo, and the holographic ceiling transformed into a serene, star-dusted sky. It was as if we were traveling through the cosmos, adding to the sense of wonder and adventure. The ambiance was perfect, setting the stage for the magical experience ahead.
All right, crew, we're approaching the Studio Ghibli Museum. The excitement was palpable as we neared the enchanting building, everyone craning their necks to get a better view. Prepare for a different kind of magic. This wasn't just any destination. It was a place where dreams and reality intertwined, promising an experience unlike any other.
My processor's word accessing files on Hayao Miyazaki, Totoro, and whimsical animated worlds. The data painted a picture of creativity and imagination, a stark contrast to the usual data I processed. This was going to be a significant departure from the usual laser battles and high-speed chases, and I was surprisingly eager for it. The prospect of exploring a world of fantasy and wonder was a refreshing change. The limo descended gently into a lush, green area, a stark contrast to the neon jungle of downtown Neo-Tokyo. The transition from the bustling cityscape to the serene greenery was almost surreal. The Studio Ghibli Museum wasn't some towering, futuristic structure. It stood out with its charm and whimsy, a testament to the magic it held within. Instead, it looked like something plucked straight out of one of its own enchanting films, a whimsical, ivy-covered building with rounded edges, stained glass windows depicting fantastical creatures, and a giant Totoro figure peeking out from a faux ticket booth. It was as if we had stepped into a storybook, ready to be part of an extraordinary tale.